In a quiet village surrounded by rolling hills, there lived an old woman known for her kindness and unshakable happiness. No matter what happened, good or bad, she always carried a gentle smile. People often came to her, seeking advice, comfort, or simply the warmth of her presence. One day, a young man from the village asked her, "Grandmother, why are you always happy? No matter what happens, you never seem troubled. Don't you ever feel sad when things go wrong?" The old woman smiled, her eyes filled with wisdom. "Life is like the changing seasons, my dear. There are bright days and stormy nights. But I have learned something. Happiness does not come from what happens outside. It comes from within." The young man frowned. "I don't understand. How can you be happy when bad things happen?" The old woman's smile softened, and she began to tell a story from her past. "When I was young, I had a loving family, a husband and children. We were not rich, but we had each other, and that was enough. Then one day, my husband fell ill. We had little money, and I tried everything, but I could not save him. When he passed, my world turned dark. I thought I would never be happy again." The young man listened in silence as the old woman continued. "For a long time, I was lost in grief. But then I realized something. My sadness would not bring my husband back. My children still needed me. And if I spent my days drowning in sorrow, I would lose not only my past, but my present as well. So I made a choice to live again." The young man looked at her, surprised. "But how? How do you choose happiness when life is so painful?" The old woman looked up at the sky. "Each morning, I tell myself, today is a new day. I will find something to be happy about. Some days it's the warmth of the sun. Other days it's the simple bloom of a flower or the laughter of a child. There is always something if you choose to see it." The young man thought for a moment. "But what if something truly terrible happens? How do you stay happy then?" The old woman chuckled. "Happiness does not mean we never feel pain. When sorrow comes, I welcome it like an old friend, knowing that it too will pass. Everything in life, joy, sadness, hardship, is like the river. It flows. Nothing stays forever. So why hold on to pain when life itself is moving forward?" Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" I ask, "What can this teach me?" When we stop fighting life and start flowing with it, we find peace. The young man sat quietly, letting her words sink in. For the first time, he saw happiness not as luck, but as a practice, a way of seeing, a way of being. From that day on, he decided to try. Each morning, he found something good, even in the smallest things. And slowly, life began to change. The old woman's wisdom spread through the village. People no longer waited for happiness to come from the outside. They learned to create it within. And so the village flourished. Not because life became easier, but because its people learned the greatest secret of all. Happiness is not about what happens to us. It is about how we choose to see life. Life will always bring challenges, joys, losses, and victories. But in the end, none of these define our happiness. What truly shapes us is how we choose to respond. Happiness is not found in things, or in people, or in perfect moments. It is found in the way we see the world. So ask yourself, are you waiting for happiness, or are you creating it?